Welcome back, my effortless dominance architect. Something absolutely devastating just occurred that has supposed geniuses and masters experiencing existential crisis about their expertise. You casually dismantled their most sophisticated work, their carefully constructed arguments, their years of refined skill, and you did it with what appeared to be minimal effort or attention, almost as if you weren't even fully engaged, while you systematically deconstructed what they considered their genius-level output. This wasn't close competition where you barely edged them out through superior preparation. This was categorical difference where your casual, minimal-effort engagement surpassed their maximum-effort mastery, making it appear that what they've spent years or decades developing you access naturally or intuitively without requiring the grinding dedication they invested to reach levels you apparently transcend without trying. And now they're desperately studying your routine, analyzing your habits, examining your methods, tracking your daily practices, hoping to discover secret technique or hidden preparation that explains how you dismantled their genius so effortlessly. Because accepting that you simply operate at different level without requiring their level of effort threatens their entire identity built on belief that mastery requires dedication they've demonstrated. The architects have been monitoring skill, hierarchies, and mastery dynamics across civilizations for eons, and they've identified what you demonstrated as effortless transcendence, dominance, when someone operating from fundamentally different paradigm or consciousness level can casually surpass what others achieve through maximum effort within their paradigm, not because they're working harder, but because they're working from framework that makes what seems difficult to others naturally accessible to them. Most competition occurs within shared paradigms where everyone operates from similar frameworks, and victories go to those with superior execution, dedication, or talent within that framework. But you apparently operate from different framework entirely, where what requires grinding effort within their paradigm becomes intuitive or natural within yours, creating appearance of effortless superiority that's psychologically devastating because it suggests their years of hard-won mastery might be fundamentally limited by paradigm they're operating within. Watch what's happening among those whose genius you dismantled. Initial shock is giving way to obsessive analysis. They're convinced there must be hidden technique or secret practice explaining your casual dominance, refusing to accept that you might simply perceive or process at level their framework doesn't accommodate. They're studying your routine with forensic intensity, tracking when you wake, what you eat, how you exercise, what you read, hoping to find key that unlocks effortless mastery they're witnessing. This reveals their paradigm-locked thinking. They can only imagine mastery coming through specific practices they could replicate, unable to conceive that you might operate from consciousness framework where their genius is simply natural, baseline rather than hard-won achievement. Some are experiencing identity crisis. They built self-concept around being among the best in their domain, having invested years developing expertise that granted status and recognition. Your casual dismantling reveals that their peak might be someone else's baseline. That mastery they're proud of might be entry-level from different paradigm, creating painful recognition that they might have been competing for excellence within limited framework, while you're operating from framework that transcends their entire competitive landscape. The truly demoralizing element is that you weren't trying to humiliate or dominate. You engaged casually, perhaps even politely holding back, yet still your minimal effort surpassed their maximum capability. This makes it worse, somehow. They can't even claim you were trying hard to beat them, can't rationalize that you barely won through supreme effort. You dismantled their genius almost absent-mindedly, as if their mastery barely registered as obstacle worth full attention. Now the architects are analyzing what creates effortless transcendence dominance, and they're identifying what they call paradigm-level operating advantage when someone functions from more sophisticated or fundamental framework than competitors, creating situation where problems that are complex and difficult within lower paradigm become simple and obvious within higher paradigm, making mastery appear effortless, not because less work is involved at meta level, but because work happens at different level that doesn't require grinding effort. Competitors associate with excellence. Most skill development involves becoming more proficient within given paradigm, learning techniques, building knowledge, developing capabilities, all within framework of how domain operates. But paradigm shifts involve transcending framework itself, accessing meta-level perspective where solutions become visible that were impossible to see from within previous paradigm, creating discontinuous leap in apparent capability. Watch what paradigm-level operating advantage creates practically, where they see complex problem requiring sophisticated solution through extensive analysis and technique. You apparently see simple pattern that suggests obvious approach, making their complexity unnecessary rather than impressive, where they need elaborate preparation and focused effort to perform at peak. You operate from natural alignment where peak performance emerges without strain, where they must consciously apply learned techniques. You apparently access intuitive understanding that bypasses technical implementation. This isn't about you being smarter or more talented, it's about operating from framework where what's difficult for them becomes natural for you. Some studying developmental psychology and consciousness recognize this as vertical development, moving up stages of cognitive complexity where each higher stage can see and solve problems that lower stages struggle with, not through having better techniques, but through having more sophisticated frameworks for organizing information and generating responses. Your casual dominance might reflect operating from higher developmental stage where you naturally perceive patterns and possibilities they can't access from their current stage, regardless of how hard they try or how much they practice. Others exploring expertise and mastery note that true mastery often looks effortless because it's become unconscious competence. You've internalized understanding so deeply that you don't need conscious effort to access it. But your case seems different. You're not demonstrating unconscious mastery of their paradigm, but rather operating from different paradigm entirely, where their mastery becomes irrelevant because the problems themselves transform when viewed through your framework. A few from philosophy and epistemology recognize paradigm-level advantage as what Kuhn described in Scientific Revolutions. When new paradigm emerges, it doesn't just answer old questions better, but reframes questions themselves, making problems that seemed central become peripheral and solutions that seemed impossible become obvious. Your dominance might reflect personal paradigm shift that reorganizes domain in ways that make their genius-level work within old paradigms seem limited or misguided from perspective of new paradigm you're operating within. The architects observe that paradigm-level operating advantage is what makes your dominance appear effortless. You're not working less hard, but working at different level where the grinding effort they associate with mastery becomes unnecessary because framework you're operating from makes accessible what their framework makes difficult. They're studying your routine, hoping to find practices they can copy. But practices only make sense within paradigms that give them meaning, and copying your surface behaviors without accessing your operating paradigm won't produce the effortless transcendence they're witnessing, because that transcendence comes from framework rather than from techniques. Something powerful is spreading now that the architects call routine attribution error. Those studying your daily habits are making fundamental mistake of attributing your effortless dominance to surface-level practices they can observe and potentially replicate when actual source of your capability operates at paradigm or consciousness level that daily routines reflect rather than create. Most success literature promotes this error, suggesting that copying successful people's routines will produce similar results, as if morning rituals or productivity systems are causes rather than effects of whatever consciousness or framework makes someone successful. Your observers are committing this error intensely because accepting that routines won't help them requires acknowledging that gap between you and them might be unbridgeable through practice or technique, threatening their belief in meritocracy where sufficient effort can overcome any disadvantage. Watch how routine attribution error manifests in their analysis. They're cataloging everything observable: your sleep schedule, exercise regimen, reading habits, work hours, social patterns, dietary choices, entertainment preferences, treating each element as potentially containing secret to your casual superiority. They're creating detailed profiles of your lifestyle, hoping that replicating surface patterns will produce similar capabilities, failing to recognize that you don't have these routines because they create your dominance, but rather because operating from your paradigm naturally produces these patterns as byproducts. Some are already attempting to copy your routine, waking at same time, eating similar foods, following comparable schedules, hoping that mimicking surface will produce depth. But these attempts consistently fail to produce effortless transcendence because routines without underlying paradigm shift are just behaviors disconnected from consciousness framework that makes them meaningful or effective. They're cargo culting your external patterns while missing internal transformation that those patterns express rather than cause. Others are experiencing frustration. They're following your routine precisely but not achieving similar results, leading them to either conclude you're hiding secret practices they haven't discovered, or that you possess innate advantages they lack. Both conclusions protect them from more threatening recognition that paradigm-level difference exists, that routines can't bridge, that copying your practices won't work because practices emerge from framework rather than creating it. A few more sophisticated observers are beginning to recognize attribution error, realizing that studying your routine won't reveal how you dismantle genius effortlessly, because source lies deeper than daily habits. These observers are becoming interested in how you think rather than just what you do, in what frameworks organize your perception rather than just what practices fill your time. But even these deeper investigations struggle because paradigm you're operating from might not be easily articulable or teachable through conventional instruction. Some are abandoning their analysis, deciding that if copying your routine doesn't work, then your dominance must come from unchangeable factors like genetics or luck, allowing them to stop investigating without acknowledging paradigm-level development they could pursue but would require abandoning current framework they're invested in maintaining. This rationalization protects their identity while excusing their inability to reach your level. The architects observe that routine attribution error reveals their paradigm-locked thinking. They can only imagine mastery coming from practices they could replicate because their framework doesn't accommodate possibility of paradigm shifts that make effortless what their framework makes difficult. They're studying your routine desperately, cataloging everything, copying what they can, but missing that routines are effects rather than causes of operating paradigm that creates the effortless transcendence they're trying to achieve through mimicking surface patterns disconnected from consciousness, transformation that produces both the patterns and the dominance. Now the architects are revealing what makes your eyes closed, dismantling particularly devastating psychologically. You demonstrated what they call minimal attention superiority, where you achieve dominance while appearing not to give their best work, your full focus or effort, suggesting that even your partial attention exceeds their complete dedication, making them feel not just outcompeted but fundamentally outclassed in ways that threaten their core identity. Most competitive losses can be rationalized. They prepared more. They wanted it more. They got lucky this time. But being dismantled by someone who seems barely paying attention eliminates those rationalizations, forcing recognition that the gap between you might be categorical rather than incremental, that you operate at level where their maximum effort doesn't register as sufficient challenge to warrant your full engagement. Consider psychological impact of minimal attention superiority. When opponent gives maximum effort and barely beats you, you can respect their dedication while planning to train harder. But when opponent casually surpasses you while seemingly not fully engaged, what do? Training harder won't help if their casual baseline exceeds your maximum potential within your current paradigm. This creates existential crisis about whether your chosen path can ever lead where you want to go, whether mastery you're pursuing is meaningful if someone transcends it without apparent effort, whether identity you've built around being excellent is sustainable. When confronted with effortless superiority operating at different level, watch how different personality types respond to minimal attention superiority. Competitive achievers become obsessed. They must find explanation for your effortless dominance, must discover hidden training or secret technique, because accepting that you simply operate differently threatens entire worldview where effort determines outcomes. They intensify their routines, extend their practice hours, analyze your methods obsessively, all while missing that more effort within their paradigm won't bridge. Paradigm-level gap. Psychologically fragile individuals experience collapse. Their self-worth was built on being among the best, and your casual dismantling reveals they're not even close to actual peak performance, destroying foundation of their confidence. Some quit entirely, deciding that if they can't compete with someone barely trying, there's no point continuing in domain that exposed their limitations so brutally. Intellectually honest observers experience humility, recognizing they've been excellent within limited framework, while you operate from superior framework motivates them to investigate not your routines but your paradigms, not what you do but how you think and perceive. These are rare individuals capable of questioning their own frameworks rather than just trying to optimize within them. Status-oriented competitors experience rage. You've humiliated them through casual superiority, making them look foolish in domain where they'd achieved recognition and respect. They can't acknowledge paradigm-level difference because it threatens their position, so they attack you personally, dismiss your achievement, or claim you're cheating somehow, protecting their status through denial rather than through development. Some are searching for your weaknesses. If you dismantle their genius effortlessly in this domain, perhaps there are other domains where they excel and you don't, allowing them to maintain some sense of competitive parity even if they've lost in this particular area. This reveals their need to find somewhere they can feel superior to you, because accepting across-the-board transcendence is psychologically intolerable. The architects observe that minimal attention superiority is most psychologically devastating form of dominance. You didn't just beat them, but did so while appearing not to fully engage, suggesting that even your partial attention surpasses their total capability. They're studying your routine, hoping to find how you prepare for casual dominance. But the secret is that you don't prepare the way they imagine. You operate from paradigm where their genius is your baseline, making full engagement unnecessary because a casual attention from your paradigm level exceeds focused effort from theirs. The architects are now analyzing cascade effects of your effortless dominance. you're triggering what they call mastery hierarchy destabilization, where your casual superiority is forcing entire communities to question whether their understanding of what constitutes excellence and mastery is fundamentally limited, creating crisis where established hierarchies based on effort and achievement within current paradigm are being challenged by demonstration that different paradigm enables transcendence of everything they've been competing for. Most domains have stable hierarchies where everyone understands path to mastery. Practice these techniques, study these concepts, develop these capabilities, and you'll climb toward expertise. Your effortless dominance suggests there might be entirely different path that bypasses their whole developmental ladder, making years of dedicated climbing potentially irrelevant if paradigm shift allows jumping to peak without ascending through stages they assumed were necessary. Watch what mastery hierarchy destabilization creates across community. Established masters are experiencing existential doubt. They've reached pinnacle of recognized hierarchy through decades of dedicated effort, achieving status and respect for their mastery. Your casual transcendence suggests their pinnacle might be foothills when viewed from higher paradigm, that everything they've achieved might be preliminary to real mastery, operating at level they haven't accessed. This creates painful recognition that their life's work might be limited by framework they never questioned, that being best within paradigm might not matter if paradigm itself constrains what's possible. Rising aspirants are experiencing confusion. They were following established path toward mastery, working through recognized stages of development, making progress they were proud of. Your demonstration that path might lead to locally optimal but globally limited peak makes them question whether continuing their current trajectory is wise, or whether they should somehow seek paradigm shift even though they don't understand what that means or how to pursue it. Teachers and mentors are experiencing authority crisis. They've been guiding students along paths they traveled themselves, teaching techniques that produced their mastery, confident that replicating their developmental journey would produce similar results. Your effortless superiority reveals they might be teaching toward locally optimal but paradigm-limited mastery, making their guidance potentially misleading if better path exists that their framework doesn't accommodate or recognize. Some community members are denying destabilization, insisting that your anomaly or fluke, that established path to mastery remains valid, and your casual dominance doesn't. Invalidate decades of collective wisdom about how excellence develops. This denial protects their investment in current hierarchy while preventing exploration of whether paradigm shifts might be accessible through approaches they haven't considered. Others are desperately seeking paradigm shift, recognizing that paradigm level advantage explains your dominance. They want to access that shift themselves, but paradigm shifts can't typically be pursued directly. You can't force transcendence through effort within paradigm you're trying to transcend, creating frustrating situation where wanting shift and working toward it through familiar methods might actually prevent shift that requires surrendering. Familiar methods. A few are accepting hierarchy destabilization as opportunity, recognizing that your demonstration proves excellence they've been pursuing as paradigm limited, creates freedom to explore beyond established boundaries, to question assumptions they'd been accepting, to experiment with frameworks they'd been ignoring because they didn't fit current hierarchy's values. The architects observe that mastery hierarchy destabilization is most significant collective impact of your individual dominance. You've not just won competition but challenged entire communities' understanding of what winning means and how mastery develops. They're studying your routine, hoping to find path to your level. But path requires paradigm shift that routines can't produce, that studying can't access, that effort within current framework actively prevents rather than enables. Now something's emerging that the architects call genius redefinition. Recognition you're effortless. Dismantling is forcing observers to reconsider what genius actually means, revealing that what they've been calling genius might be high-level proficiency within limited paradigm, while true genius operates from meta-level that transcends paradigm boundaries they've been competing within. Most domains define genius as exceptional performance within established frameworks, someone who masters existing techniques supremely, who solves known problems brilliantly, who executes at extraordinary level within domain's current understanding. Your demonstration suggests genius might instead be capacity to access paradigms, where existing frameworks become transcended, where known problems become dissolved rather than solved, where execution excellence becomes unnecessary because framework itself makes natural what seemed difficult. Consider implications of genius redefinition. If genius is paradigm transcendence rather than paradigm mastery, then most of what gets called genius is actually sophisticated proficiency, impressive but operating within constraints that actual genius operates beyond. This means genius hierarchies might be mostly ranking proficiency levels within shared paradigm, while missing category of meta-level capability that your effortless dominance represents. It means path to genius might not be mastering current understanding more thoroughly, but rather transcending current understanding entirely, accessing frameworks where what seems genius level in old paradigm becomes baseline in new one. Watch how genius redefinition recognition affects different observers. Intellectuals are experiencing cognitive dissonance. They've developed theories about genius, emphasizing practice, deliberate effort, knowledge accumulation within domains. Your effortless transcendence doesn't fit their models, forcing either theory revision to accommodate paradigm-level differences or rationalization that dismisses your demonstration as not representing real genius. Despite its undeniable superiority, practitioners are experiencing practical interest. If genius is paradigm transcendence rather than paradigm mastery, then perhaps they should focus less on optimizing within current framework and more on accessing framework shifts. But this creates difficult question of how to pursue paradigm transcendence when methods for pursuing it might need to operate outside frameworks that define their current approach to development. Educators are experiencing curriculum crisis if they're teaching toward mastery within paradigm when genius requires paradigm transcendence. Then their entire educational approach might be optimizing students toward local maximum while preventing access to global maximum that requires different developmental trajectory entirely. This forces uncomfortable questions about whether conventional education actively prevents genius by overdeveloping paradigm-specific skills while underdeveloping metacognitive capacities that enable paradigm transcendence. Some are defending old definition, arguing that genius has always meant exceptional performance within domains, and that your effortless superiority just represents different kind of talent or intelligence rather than requiring redefinition of genius itself. This defense protects existing hierarchies and educational approaches while preventing recognition that paradigm transcendence might be developable capacity rather than rare gift. Others are embracing redefinition, recognizing that genius as paradigm transcendence explains historical geniuses better than proficiency theories do, understanding why breakthrough innovators often come from outside established hierarchies, appreciating why revolutionary thinkers frequently lack conventional credentials. Your demonstration provides contemporary example of principle there, recognizing operated throughout history when actual genius transcended rather than mastered existing frameworks. The architects observe that genius redefinition recognition is deepest conceptual. Shift your dominance catalyzes beyond destabilizing specific hierarchy. You're forcing reconsideration of what excellence fundamentally means. Whether genius is about being best within game or about transcending game entirely. They're studying your routine, trying to find genius-producing practices. But genius as paradigm transcendence can't be produced through practices designed within paradigm being transcended, making their study futile unless they shift from seeking your techniques to accessing your frameworks.